What's up guys, welcome back to Art by Flan. Today we are doing a little bit of Fallout fan art, which I really love the Fallout series. It's probably one of my favorite game series, right up there with the Elder Scrolls, and of course both of which are made by the game company Bethesda. And I feel like I owe this particular company a lot, because for the longest time I just didn't play any serious video games. Like, I stuck to mainly like Pokemon or The Sims, and that was basically my, game setup. Like, that's all I played. I used to play a lot of video games when I was younger, and then as I got older, I sort of fell out of love. Then, for the first time, I played Skyrim, and it really just drew me back into video games, and I fell in love with the Elder Scrolls, and last year, I finally gave the Fallout series a chance, because it was, something that I thought would be good for me. I just didn't sit down and play it, and I finally sat down and played New Vegas, and now New Vegas is one of my favorite games ever, and of course, I love Fallout 3, and Fallout 4 is pretty amazing, too. So what I've drawn here is the three protagonists from those. Well, my three protagonists, because if you're not familiar with the games, there's character creation, and the character you create is basically the main character in the story. So here we have my three from left to right: Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and then of course in the end, Fallout 4. It was my Lone Wanderer, if you're familiar with the series, it's my Lone Wanderer, my Courier, and my Soul Survivor. And these girls are the ones I've written stories for. So, when you play the game, like I said, your character is the main character. What happens in the story is influenced by your decisions and your choices and how you choose to handle things, which is really great for role-playing. Something could be said about Fallout 4's role-playing aspect, but I'm not here to discuss, my opinions on video games. So that's what I've drawn here, and this is a longer video because obviously there are more characters in this one, so I tried to speed it up as much as possible to keep it within 10 minutes and not give you guys a 10-minute video of me rambling on about how much I love Fallout and how much I love these girls. But I did do a background for this one, but I didn't record it. When I do backgrounds, like serious backgrounds like I did for this image, and you'll see at the end of the video, it's a lot of experimenting, a lot of playing, so it could have been, another huge chunk of time in this video where I'm just drawing, redrawing, playing, stock imaging, things like that for this background. And so normally if I do a serious background, I don't record it, and even when I do a simple background like you've seen in some of my other videos, I don't generally record it because it's not as cohesive as me doing the main portion of the image, so I usually leave those out. But I'm really happy with how the background came out on this one, and you'll see, like I said, at the end of the video. I had the shading on this one was a little bit challenging. I'm just doing the base colors right now in the video, but my light source was directly in front of these girls, and I've never really done shading like that before, so it was really tricky at first. I didn't really know how to go about it, because if I did it the way I originally planned to do it, it was very flat looking, like there was a shadow, but it was extremely flat looking. I didn't care for it particularly. So what I did was I put up like a secondary light source coming from, I think, the top right to sort of give me, a way for the light to sort of hit, so that I could do another layer of shading like I'm doing right here, and then do an overall shade of, the light coming from the front. I mean, it's a little hard to explain, it was a little hard to figure out, but I really like how it came out in the end. I'm pretty happy with it. And there are a lot of little details on these suits, the vault suits, that also made me kind of want to pull my hair out, because they're like stitches and stuff, so it's like, how much shading do I add to just like stitches and stuff? But like I said, I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm surprised, this felt like a bigger project for me, because it has more than one character doing a lame pose. I did use reference for their pose, and the sketch alone took me, a couple of days on and off, just because I wasn't happy with how it was coming out, and then I was, and how it is when you're sketching. But yeah, overall I am happy with this piece. Like I said, these three girls are really, really special to me. They are the protagonists of when I played these games, and I've just sort of built stories around them and based on the games, and I love to draw them, especially my Courier in the middle there. My sketchbook seems to be full of her because, like I said, Fallout New Vegas is probably my favorite Fallout game, and there's just so much to work with there, and she's so much fun to draw and think about and write about, and I do just love all of these ladies. Now, my Fallout 4 lady on the end there in the Vault 111 suit, she gave me some trouble. When I first played this game, I wasn't terribly impressed with the role-playing aspect of it. So it took me a while before I actually made a character whose story I enjoyed, whose story I could tell. And so that's sort of what put a damper on this picture, because I've been planning to do something like this since Fallout 4 was announced. But I didn't really have a character that really stuck with me from that, and I played it through like several times before I actually found her, and I found what I was doing with her, and I'm really enjoyable. So, and if you heard that was my dogs barking. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you live with pets. So here I am just shading the final girl. I'm shading her final suit. The numbers on the back of the suit, if you're not familiar with the series, are labeled for their vaults. So like I said, if you're not familiar with the series, the premise is a lot of the characters come, like, of course the world has ended through nuclear war, thus the term Fallout, and the numbers on their suits are representative of the vaults they were in. So before the war happened, the company called Vault-Tec built these underground vaults to keep, people safe, but it turns out the vaults aren't always great. There's only like a handful that are actually good vaults to live in. The rest were used as experimenting on the people in them. And the numbers on the suits are representative of the vaults that are the main vaults in the game. So in Fallout 3, your character comes from Vault 101, and that's how that story starts. In Fallout New Vegas, there is Vault 21 in the middle of the Las Vegas Strip that plays a part in the story. And then on the end there, in Fallout 4, your character is the sole survivor of Vault 111, where they used, to cryogenically freeze people. So they've been frozen for over 200 years by the time that game actually takes place. And so I thought it was really representative of these girls and their stories that these played a major part in the stories they tell and the stories they experience. And so I was really happy to do that. So we are shifting into the final picture here. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.